So names to watch out for in the duels, anybody with a Ford badge. Anybody with a Ford badge. Kozlowski, Busher, Logano, Blaney, McDowell, Gilliland. Well, I take that back. Anybody that's not SHR that runs a Ford is going to be a contender to win this win the duels at Daytona. And then if I was to take one guy out of the Ford camp, I'd take Denny Hamlin to win the duel. And then for my two guys that are going to race their way in through the duels.
This is Jay from the Dega Boys, reminding you to like this video if you're enjoying it so far. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to see more great content like this. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay notified of all future uploads on this channel. Thanks for watching. Now back to the video.
I'm taking Gralla because if he gets into the right duel with the Ford help, I mean, they're going to be pushing him to get in. Especially, in my opinion, Reagan's already going to get on time, so they're going to help out that Ford to get in with Gralla. And then I think it's going to be Anthony Alfredo, RCR prepared car. There's enough Chevys in the field. I feel like they're going to also help him over a BJ McLeod. So I think I'll give Alfredo and Beard that edge there. So that means I have NY Racing and BJ McLeod out of the Daytona 500.
Man, BJ McLeod out of 500, that's weird to say after the last few years.
Man, look, I agree with everything Jay just said. Everything, except I really do not feel like Jimmy has a good chance this weekend. I really don't. I don't know. I don't have it in me to say that Jimmy's got it this weekend. I really don't. And I don't... What to expect? Fords are going to be stupid fast. Toyotas are going to be stupid fast racing. I think Chevrolet is going to be good, but I just don't... I feel like Ford has just absolutely nailed the super speedway package. And you know what? They got a new car this year. We could expect something different, but I also feel like Ford wouldn't compromise their speed on super speedways by changing the body. So I feel like that whatever change they made is an improvement from the last car. So I feel like Ford super fast, Toyota super fast. Chevrolet is going to have some help, I think, in pack racing. But yeah, I don't think BJ McLeod makes it either. I really don't. And NY Racing. And damn, this is a good question. It's so good. I
mean, all you gotta do is get involved in a wreck. And I mean, if the duels are anything like they've been in the past, one's usually pretty straightforward and the other one turns to be kind of some drama. So it all kind of depends on what duel you get in, right?
Yeah, it really does. Because the first duel is always kind of boring. I think last year, didn't the first duel go caution free?
Well, it's always changes because sometimes the first one will be the chaotic one, the second one will be good. It just bounces back and forth.
Yeah, because if the first one's not chaotic, the second one always is because they see the first one and they're like, well, we don't want to do that.
So I strayed from Jay pretty much up until this point, but you know what? Even though Jimmy Johnson, I have that feeling. I'm gonna have to agree with everything Jay said. Yeah. Except, yeah.
I'm going to have to sound like a broken record and repeat the same thing. The only exception is going to be is how many Hendrick cars are in the same duel together. Because when those Hendrick cars get together, those Hendrick cars are fast. It's unlike any other Chevy, especially if those Hendrick cars get paired up with Chevys with like Richard Childress Racing. Those guys get on the line, there's not going to be anybody that can stop them, even the Fords. Those guys are crazy fast. But the Fords are going to have speed. The new body style, obviously, they're not going to go slower. They're only going to go faster. Same with Toyota, and Toyota's had speed on these super speedways. Toyota's going to have more Toyota help now, too, with Legacy. That being said, there's also an opportunity for them to hurt each other. And I think that Toyota, if Jimmy doesn't qualify in on time, is going to go all in to get Jimmy in there. And I think that there's an opportunity that they accidentally wreck Jimmy out. I think if Jimmy goes into a duel, his chances of not making it through are pretty I don't think his chances are great. I think that he's going to probably get wrecked out. Unfortunately, I'd like to see Jimmy Johnson in the 500. So I have a feeling if Jimmy can't qualify in the front row, he's not going to make it through. And then I think the second one I'd have to go with would be NY Racing. They're just an unknown. They're a huge wild card. We're not going to know. It's going to be like the Connor Daly's car last year. They showed up and they couldn't even qualify, and then they went to the duel and they didn't even have power for the duel, but they were able to run around and not get wrecked out, and that's how they made it through. So, yeah, those would be the two I have going out.
Next, we'll talk about the truck race on Friday, the Fresh from Florida 250. I'm taking your previous season champion. I'm taking Ben Rhodes. I think that the Ford's like it's going to translate all throughout all the series. I feel like maybe not so much Xfinity, but I feel like, oh man, I just have a really good feeling about Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes is just an exceptional talent. It's sad that he's not a Cup guy. He deserves that opportunity at least sometime down the road. Really good plate racer. He's won this race in the past. He's 100% on my radar for this race. And then my dark horse, I became a huge Nick Sanchez fan towards the end of the season, especially after that whole Matt Crafton baloney bull crap, you know. I want to see him win some races this year. He was so close so many times last year. I would love to see him win. And it's also a Spire prepared card. We've got LaJoy, we've got Raja, and then you've got Sanchez. And I'm not 100% sure who's in the 77. I forget. But they're all going to be working together. Take Sanchez as a dark horse.
All right. For my favorite, and I'm gonna ride this train probably all year. Still, even though it's a new team, same driver, always going to be there at the end, always going to maximize on-track performance. That's Grant Enfinger, and you know, honestly, it just to me, I just can't deny he's top 3 driver in the series, and I don't think it's going to matter where he goes, to be honest. He could switch teams and still be the same Grant Enfinger. So I'm going to be looking for him to win on Friday. And then for my dark horse, I already talked about him a little bit. I am a little bit of a fan, but Johnny Sauter. And you just can't deny his experience, his raw speed, raw talent that old man has. He's going to come back out, and he is going to he's going to perform very well at Daytona, I think.
Yeah, but solid picks. I can't go wrong with Rhodes. Rhodes is going to be a favorite. Nick Sanchez really fast last year. Enfinger again. I mean, Enfinger almost won the championship if it wasn't for a little petty revenge. Should be your champion. Man,
it's still terrible in my mind. Terrible.
Yeah. Enfinger should have been champion, and the fact that he almost won a championship and he had to switch teams because they folded just kind of, it just sucks, but you know, it is what it is. My favorite's going to be different than both you guys. I am going with Tricon Garage and Corey Heim. I think Corey Heim will get it done. Tricon Garage, always fast, always shows speed. And my dark horse, and I don't know if it's going to be funny for you guys or not, but I'm going to go Daniel Dye. Daniel Dye has been, he's had speed. He just always seems to be around the wrecks. So maybe they just have to get the camera out of his truck so that he's not involved in all the wrecks that Fox tells them to do so that they get more TV time, more trucks this year. I think they have 4 or 5 trucks in the entry list for Daytona. That program's been expanding. It's been getting better. I mean, Christian Eckes last year playoff driver. So I think like good things for Daniel Dye this year at Daytona.
That's actually a pretty decent pick for Dark Horse, I think. I think that's somebody that maybe regardless of equipment was still going to try really hard to get a good finish.